Hello and welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning in today to the Reality Practice Q&A live with Liliana and myself, Joey Kramer. We're waiting on Liliana to hop in the room here, so hang tight as we await her arrival, where we will jump into today's topic. Looks like we've got somebody already on here watching with us. Feel free to give a shout out and say hi in the comments. Love to know who all's watching and who all's here. And thank you for joining us today. Give me just a second while I share this on Liliana's feed. We'll get the show started here in just a second. So thanks for tuning in. Let's see here. We'll started here in just a second. Oh, there she is. Let me get her added in. There she is. Look at you, looking all beautiful today. How are you doing today?
Hello, Joey. Nice to see you. Good to see you
Good to
guys.
see you.
I'm really well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm a little sluggish though after the weekend. We had Memorial Day weekend the last
Oh,
3 days. So it has been a long it's been a long weekend. Hold on real quick.
it's
Share
the
that on
Jubilee here.
your post here on your feed.
I think I've shared it already.
I got you. All right, I am shared there with it. Hey, Diana's here joining us today. Tina's
My
check it in.
darling,
Good to see
my
you.
darling girls. I love you, girls. Thank you for tuning in.
So,
Would you girls come in here to Cornwall and make me a visit so we can do this podcast together? That'll be awesome.
yeah, it's been a sluggish morning to say the least. We had Friday night. We went out and watched the new Top Gun movie at the drive-ins, which was really amazing. It's an awesome movie. Had me on the edge of my seat for multiple moments throughout it. It was very exciting. I highly recommend it. It was a lot of fun.
And
Um,
you've got a little bit of tan as well, so you've been on
I
the
did.
sand.
I did. I spent yesterday out on the water, out on a boat all day yesterday with friends. So yeah, it's been
Unbelievable.
a weekend of friends and family and just having fun all weekend long. So I'm recuperating to say the least. But it really, it last night my wife April and I we got to talking and it brought up this topic for today, the idea of the stories we tell ourselves and the reality that we're actually creating from the stories that we tell ourselves. And that's kind of where I wanted to take this show today, because we forget how powerful our minds are and how powerful our stories are, the stories of our past. We actually believe who we are based on all those memories, based on everything that's happened to us collectively throughout our entire lives. That's how we base our whole identity of who we are, what we believe we are. And, I'll share a quick example of what made me think of this yesterday is, April said that we're still struggling to find that economic windfall coming in. I teach people about how to create reality, right? And at the end of the day, though, we're still not living at the lifestyle. We're still not making the income that we want to be making yet, and we know that just
Yet,
comes. Just keep
yet.
giving value, keep giving back. And it dawned on her, dawned on both of us last night that while we were out on the boat yesterday, right? And we're having drinks, we're enjoying ourselves, we're partaking in a couple cigarettes, it's not, we're
Ah!
we were being bad, just but enjoying life. That's what we do. And
Okay.
she said it last night, and it dawned on me that she's like, I see all these other influencers, I see all these people out there, and the successful people, and they're living this specific lifestyle. They're being healthy, they're not out drinking and partying all the time, they're not smoking cigarettes. And I said, babe, we only see what they want us to see. Number one, we don't know the truth behind every single successful person, but the idea is, she said it, she goes, I believe that the people that do those sorts of things are are poor. Basically, it's like she sees successful
Yes.
people living a certain lifestyle, and people that don't have that kind of income are actually, they're poor, because she relates that type of lifestyle with being poor. And I looked at her and I said, do you hear the words you're saying? I agreed with her, but the word she was saying was, I believe we are poor because we're not poor, but I believe we're not making the income we want to make because we're living a different lifestyle. And the idea was, she was telling herself this story that we can't ever be at that level. We can't ever, be that successful if we continue doing specific things, that she doesn't see other people doing. And that's when I was just like, babe, that is simply the story you are making up in your mind of the perception of how she grew up. She grew up, both my family and her family grew up, like everybody in the family smokes. Everybody drinks, everybody parties, but they're all living that kind of just blue collar, living a great life. But nobody, we don't have millionaires, all over the place in our family by any means. So she was programmed all these years to believe that that was the level that people that partake in, that smoke cigarettes, that drink alcohol, that's the level that they're going to be at, and they can't ever reach that upper echelon. And it was just an eye-opening moment for both her and I, in the fact that we're believing something that isn't true. We're believing that we can't have money because we're acting like this, and it's just a story. It's complete and total bullshit. We can have whatever we want. We just have to pull it towards us, and we have to believe that we can have it. But if our subconscious mind is telling us we can't because of these preconceived, these pre-programmed memories, then how are we ever going to get there? If that makes sense. So that's where the idea of the story of the show came from today. And I'd love to hear, your opening thoughts on that, Liliana.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Reality Practice with Q&A Joey, Marvelous Joey, and myself. I always have lots to say, and I never let them speak. So I'm glad you put it all out on the entrance because I've got a lot to say about that. I have learned an awful lot since of my awakening. And today, because you just talk about this, I wrote a few things down because we had no time to plan a lesson again. But I've been asked, I'm going to reflect on what you just said and I'm going to say something to you about that. But before I say that, for those that are watching, I've been asking January 21, I don't know if you can see it in the corner, oops, oh, there, by my mentor, Mark Harvey, to ask me, he asked me to write down a lifeline affirmation that was going to change the whole thing for me. Another time, this is about reality creation and the thoughts we tell ourselves. Other time, I was like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to say. Every day to spend 10 minutes on it. So I came with this uh, little sentence, and I'm going to read it to you because this is all part of what you said, and then I'll advance on what I put down. I said I'm going to be the most sought after fibromyalgia speaker in the whole world, but in my way, I was going to help cure millions of people by shedding light. When I wrote this down, I had no idea how I was going to share the light. So I was asked to spend 10 minutes on this every day. Here we are doing podcasts. And then reflecting on this, I was able, with this lifeline affirmation, to do a lot of work to heal myself. Our thoughts become our things. And this has happened to me. I emotionally cure myself, physically cure myself. I don't have fibromyalgia. And I am now helping people to cure the illness because that's not the illness, that's the state of mind. Following what April said, I would like to advance something that I wrote down back in 2021. I was confused. I didn't know where to go because, like April said, some people smoke, some people drink, and you cannot have these things by have certain patterns. So I wrote this down to go with what you just said. It's gonna help you immensely to you and probably our viewers. I wrote this down. I cannot serve two masters. I can't live in 3D reality, operate in my mind in 3D reality, and want to manifest things in 4 and 5D reality because I can only be in one side. Which side do I want to be in order to be successful in all things? Do you want me to repeat this? Powerful.
Yeah, no, yeah. Say that
For
again.
the
Say
viewers,
that
I
again.
repeat again. I cannot serve two masters. I can't live in 3D reality and operate in my mind in 3D reality and wanting the things of 5D reality in order to manifest. So, in order to be successful in all things, I can only be on one side. This was what I wrote down back then. And I had to make choices. So, my choices were, do I want to drink? Do I want to party? Do I want to smoke? Do I want to take drugs? Which I never did anyway. But those are questions that what which side do I want to be in order to manifest fast? And this ties in what April said to you. I hope she's watching because this is going to help you both a lot. I think she's kind of right in a way because these people they live in a lifestyle of their choice, but again, it's the reality they create for themselves. They don't have obstacles in their minds. They say, if I earn 5K today, why cannot spend £500 this evening? They earn it, they spend it, but before they earn it, they have to go through what you just said, everything they don't show us.
Hmm.
They don't show us their weakness. They don't show us their downfalls. They shouldn't show us. They only showing us their winnings, which is much perfect human behavior. Correct?
Hmm.
So they say, yes, I've got this because I've earned this, but they don't say how long have they taken or what steps they have taken to get there. And I understood this last year. I don't know if my phone is breaking up, but what I did in order to be in alignment with these people was I've done some silly things and I'm still doing them. I had to learn the breathing of him off. I have to do ice baths. I had to do cold baths. I had to get up earlier because I thought sleeping all day is going to be wonderful, but it's not going to create me any reality. So I have to do all these sacrifices that these people do. I have to write down journals. I have to do daily affirmations. And obviously, from the most beautiful book that I've read from Joseph Murphy, I understood that all these things had to be led by faith. Everything we do, it's done by faith. We have faith every day that we're gonna wake up, correct?
Right.
We have faith that we're gonna be able to drive our car. That's why we take our driving license because we take them and then we can drive our cars. So if everything is run by faith and everything is stuck in there because it's blockages of not having all the luck, why cannot manifest? For a simple reason, I think. I gathered that 2 years ago. I was like, yeah, I don't know. But now we have to manifest in a way of living as if we already there, as Neville said. Sometimes it's difficult for us because we have these visions, but these visions, we put time limit on them. And sometimes it's not the time we put the limit on them. It's not our time. So imagine Joey wants to have a show and Joey says, my show is going to be next month, but I don't have anybody to attend my show. It's not Joey's time. Maybe you're going to do a show and one or two people are going to turn up, but this is how you're going to build one or two people. Sometimes it's not everything happens at once. It's like eating an elephant. I've never had an elephant, but this is how they say it. You have to go in little bits.
Yep.
if that
One,
makes sense.
one bite at a time. That's right.
Exactly. So, although we have those blockages because we can't deal with them and say, I cannot manifest, when we say we cannot because we don't have the actual thing happening yet, we just give more room to it to not to make it happen. And this is everybody teaches this, but we don't apply it because subconsciously we're still lacking. And now that I'm tapping into all these things, I don't make dates, I don't do expectations. I completely trust and rely on what is to come. It doesn't matter which time it is, if it's next year, this year, tomorrow, fast, slow, because the fast and slow doesn't exist in the quantum field, right?
Right.
If it doesn't exist, why we put so much pressure on us to be now or today? Some people say you can manifest today. It's not happen like that. I tell you why. Because do you know Mark Hopton, the guy, the lottery guy, yeah?
Who?
Do you know Mark Hopton, the lottery guy, the guy who does the lottery?
Yes. Yes.
He says the same thing. Sometimes it's not like you're gonna play the lottery and you don't win for like you don't win anything, not even a prize of £1, £5, £10, £20. You don't win for a long time and say, well, I'm not manifesting anything. Guess what? It's the time you're not winning that you actually the universe is delivering. That's why I know I'm gonna get the lottery because I'm not winning anything. So the deliverance time is there. Am I going to put pressure on the masking? No. Why? Because I truly believe what I think is gonna happen, what I know is gonna happen for me. There is no time limit. It's believing in the deliverance. It's like manifesting a car. Yes, you have to take steps, but then people say, "Oh, I won the lottery," but do they play it? No, they don't. So they're not gonna have it, are they?
Right. Right.
So does that make sense? You cannot manifest if you think in 3D. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
I agree. You know, you said a lot of important things there. The biggest being the faith and belief and
Yeah.
trusting that it's going to come to you. But I think that's the whole point of what this episode was going to be about or is about is we can't most of us can't let go and have that faith, that trust. It's hard for us to
Uh-huh.
trust in what's coming to live in the
Uh-huh.
end because we're literally living in the subconscious mind that's
Exactly.
telling us these crazy stories that don't actually
Exactly.
exist. They're
Exactly.
made up stories. You know, for you, it was a
Exactly.
moment in time. It was something that happened to you specifically. But
Uh-huh.
anybody that viewed that moment that happened to you, they can see it in any which way they want to see it. And they can believe it to be whatever they wanted it to be that happened, right? But the person internally, you see what happens and you make it, you subliminally implant it as a memory as to this is exactly what happened. This is what's going to happen again. Should I do that? You
Mm.
know, it's that programming that we tell ourselves, that we give ourselves uh, of the stories. The stories are what we think who we are, but they're not really who we are. They're literally just stories. Nothing from this second into the past doesn't exist. There's nothing there. Like you said, time doesn't exist. So why, I guess, is the question. Why do we allow
Yeah.
ourselves to let things that don't exist operate our lives? Why do we allow is it out of fear? What is causing us? Is it just subliminal subconscious programming? What is it about these ideas that we have of the past, these memories of the past? Why do we allow them to control the present moment? And in turn, they control the future. The outcome is what it is because we believe it to be that way. Just like you said, living in the end.
Yeah.
So we need to learn how to reprogram our mind to see things the way we want them and not the way we believe them to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So for that, I will say because it happens a lot to me, and I could not understand that because I'm working on the energy now. If it's not aligned, it's not gonna happen. And not just that. In order for us to be aligned, we have to learn. Majority of us, we don't know where to start. We don't know because we haven't been told. And those blockages are for lessons. and blessings. We don't understand those lessons and blessings, but when we surrender, I talk about this a lot. When you surrender to everything and you start to work in alignment, to work on your energy field, because everything is energy, absolutely everything is energy. You have to send that energy towards others, and those people will align with you. Eventually, when they understand we are in the same frequency, in the same level, things start to happen. If, for example, you have one person believe 100% this is going to work, but the other person is not so sure because they still have some doubt. Where? How? That's a limitation right there. The microphone is making it's the sound. It's
Yeah.
twice. It's. Ooh, I think you should turn it down a little bit.
Huh. Okay.
It's because when I talk, I hear myself twice. Ah, that's better.
Okay.
That's better.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's just the feedback through the microphones.
So what I was gonna say, it's okay. So I don't know if this makes sense to whoever is listening. You cannot go against the wind because it's like you're gonna run a marathon. You have 10 people competing against you. But that is different because you know you want the end goal to be you, you're going to be the winner. But if you have two people and say, we're going to win this together, and both believe you're going to win this together, you're going to go to the finishing line together, that is going to happen because that is a belief that started from right from the start. This is how I see it. I'm not a teacher, as I said to many people. I don't teach anything apart from experience. So when I learned about this energy clearing, I understood that I'm a god. So if I'm the creator, I'm the god. I had to write down things that start to let me repeat all the time to not serve two masters. Serving two masters is hard. Not good. Can you see? I'm fading away
Yeah, you're cutting out a little
because
bit
my
there,
internet is bad.
Liliana.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hello? Are you there?
Oh, she looks like she froze up here. Let's
You, you are.
let me take you out and then bring you back into the room. Let's see if that
Uh,
helps.
it's
Having some technical difficulties, everybody. Bear with us here. Let's see if we can reset this connection and bring Liliana back in. I have a feeling it's on her end, it's looking like, because my feed's coming through good. So, and her screen is froze up. So let's give it a little bit of time, see if she can hop back on here. And I will go through some of the responses we've got over in the chat here. Let's see. We've got Claudette Johnson. She says that we get complacent with familiarity. Sometimes we're scared of change and breaking the mold. Absolutely. You know, I think familiarity, that habitual living habitually, that's where we all are at. Typically we're always just, our habits are what create our daily reality. So when we get comfortable, we're not growing, we're not changing. You're absolutely right, the change is scary for a lot of people because there's Liliana.
right. I've changed rooms, but it's too
There
much
you go.
noise
You're
in here.
back. You're back. I was just reading Claudette Johnson had
Oh, forget.
mentioned that we get complacent with familiarity, and sometimes we're scared of change and breaking the mold. So I was just
Yeah,
agreeing with that, and the idea that change is scary for most people because it does go against the idea of what our
too much
past
light.
was. When we're starting to create new realities, when we're starting to reinvent ourselves, we have to break free of the programming, of the paradigm of who we thought we used to be. We're never the same person from day to day. We're always evolving, we're always changing. I'm not the same person I was yesterday, nor was I the day before, because of the experiences I have in life. The moments I get to share in life, those are creating a new reality literally all the time. So the idea is we're never the same person. We're never the person we were yesterday, last week, last month, last year. We're
No,
just an ever evolving entity, soul that's growing. So when we can accept that, when we can become aware of that and embrace that, instead of allowing for the past to write the future, accept the past and be present. Let the future play itself out, like you said, Liliana. That trust that the universe is bringing it to you, that trust that
uh-huh.
we're living in the end, and let the universe play itself out. Doesn't mean we don't have goals, doesn't mean we don't strive to achieve things or have visions and imagine what we want for our future, for our reality. But the idea is we can't get complacent. We can't get stuck in those stories of the past or the identity we've created for ourselves, because we can change it at any instant. Every morning
Well,
we
yeah,
wake up, we've got a new opportunity to have a new identity and a new story.
it's true. Well, what I've done to prove myself that I was creating a new reality for me, the first thing I wanted was more energy. I was all the time with lack of energy. I was like labeled as fibromyalgia person. You can't do this, you can't do that because you've done your bit, kind of 50s, you get old and tired, they say. I said, no, I refused. And my brother is my witness because so many days I was in bed, really ill. And I said to him, look, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the opposite of sickness. I'm going to be healthy today. And I know my body was cracking everywhere. And my brother said, how are you going to do that? Watch me. I used to go outside, just bare feet, and just absorb all these beautiful energies from the internet, from the underground, which is the beautiful earth that brings a lot of minerals to my feet. And I was in state of meditation and say, if I have the superpowers to heal, let it be now because this is the test. I had to test on little things because those little things was the bigger things. You can't teach anybody. You can't give anything to anybody if you're not healthy. And I was perfect in other people's eyes, perfect, but I was imperfect in my side, in my inside because I was ill. And I was faking it. I faked this for so many years. And I was like, no, I need to change now because now I know what this energy means. I know that energy can heal me emotionally, physically. Let me start work on that. And once I seen this, little by little, exercising, I could not even stretch. Honestly, it was like, oh, I could do a little bit of yoga before, but that was when I was younger. Now it was like, oh, I'm all achy and I was aching everywhere. And then I started to do a little bit and a little bit and a little bit and a little. Every day I stretch even more and more and more. Today I've got the same energy when I was 17 years old. How I've done that, created a new reality. My state of mind was perfect, imperfect, until I reached perfection in my mind. In my mind, I knew that I was going to be healthy again. Why? Because I've wrote down this lifeline affirmation in 2021, so I create this reality for me. And I wrote down that I was going to be in service of many, in service of many. How can I be in service of many if I could not even be in service of myself at the time? So I was pretty tired, pretty tired. And I just put it down to the universe and say, if all things are one and all things are connected, if that person is healthy, I am healthy. I cannot be in a state of not to have or not to be what I want to be if I don't believe what I'm going about to do. So everything I've done was first change my attitude in my brain to become healthy, and then it becomes real. And then I start to manifest little things, and I never give time to them. I just have faith they were going to come to a reality. So everything is there. We just don't know how to use it because many of us, and I talk about the majority, 99% of people are imbalanced. And if you're not balanced, if you don't understand like the snail, the bird, the tree, the ocean, the flowers, the plants, they're all you. And when you don't understand these things, obviously, a lot of people say success. What is success? What is success, guys? Success is, for me, it's when you reach that point, that level, that you know that every single person is a version of you, if every single person have, if if God lack not, we cannot lack either. But the problem with us, we put time limit on things, and things aren't to be put limit on it because cosmically we are cosmic children. There is no such thing as time. Everything, the cosmic power is within us. The problem is we operate on a physical instead of operating from the quantum. And this is hard to crack. And this is why I'm in the middle of a conversation, but I'm going to say to you, if you do not know how to do it, jump on a call with us. Jump on the course that we are doing for 6 weeks to tap into that quantum realm because everything is quantum. If you still think on a physical level, yes, you're going to attract the same problems, the same mindset, the same issues, the same disbeliefs, the same. Yeah, it happens, it happens. If not, it's not. Everything is going to happen as long as you know how to tap into the quantum. The quantum, it's an alignment with your physical and your spiritual. Once you are aligned and you know how to work on your energy field, everything starts to unfold for you. You start to meet the right people. You start to work with the right people with the same frequency. It's not about, oh yeah, I'm gonna be in the middle of 10 people because they are rich. Yes, your environment is important, and rich we are entitled to the richness, but it's how to get there first from the spiritual side first, because a lot of people are working on the richness, but you heard this before many times from many people around the world, even great mentors. Is money gonna solve all your problems? No, because you're gonna lack the spiritual side. If you reverse stuff and you say, "Oh, I want to work on the spiritual side because this is important to me. There is an improvement to be made. I want to know who I am. I want to know where I come from, what I'm doing here." These are three quick key questions that most people ask, and they've got no clue. They die not knowing where they come from. They die not knowing what they're doing here, what they came to do, and they die not to know who they are. Three key questions to manifest the life of your dreams. Because sometimes our dreams are very vain. And vanity, it's not quantum, is it? Because in the quantum you don't exist. You don't have jewelry in the quantum, do you?
I don't know. You can have anything you want in the quantum, can't we?
I'm sure you can, but physically, this is physical. In the quantum, it's only
Right,
light.
right, right. Yes. It's all
True.
energy. And yes, absolutely. And thoughts, again, it goes back to thoughts are energy. And, thoughts are both quantum and spiritual. And people get them confused. I think we
Exactly.
forget how powerful our thoughts are. And it goes back to the stories again that we tell ourselves of what we believe we are. I'll give examples from me because you brought it up, the healthy aspect, fibromyalgia, and you healed yourself through the idea that I'm
Completely.
not sick, I don't get sick. And
Nope.
that's how
Never.
I've lived my life. I'm 40, I'll be 43 this month, and I've never been truly sick. I don't get sick. I've been telling myself the thoughts I tell myself, the identity that I believe I am since I was in my early 20s, maybe even college, earlier than that. I don't get sick. And because I tell myself that and I truly believe I don't get sick, I don't get sick. I never get sick.
No.
I mean, I get a
Never.
cold, I get stuffy nose, something like that, but I don't actually get sick. And I haven't been sick in over 20 years. Have I injured myself? Absolutely. I've blown out my knee, I've torn my shoulders up, and in the process, I've actually healed all those
Hmm.
things. I've rebuilt my
You
knee
did.
through
I
thought alone.
remember. Hmm.
I go inside, go into that quantum, and I repair the torn knee. I repair the torn shoulder. The idea that we're overweight, people get overweight in life. It's a story they tell themselves. Me, have I been blessed with a great metabolism? Sure. If that's what science needs to say is the reason I stay at the weight I'm at. I have a vision of who and what I am. And what I am is 12% body fat. And that's where I
Yeah.
remain. I don't get higher, I don't get lower. I'm not working out every day, like hitting the gym for 2 hours. I don't do, I don't have to do much, I guess, to stay in the body I imagine, because that's the body I believe I'm in. That's the story I tell myself, that I am healthy, I am fit, I
Uh-huh.
am 12%
Yeah.
body fat, and I don't have to do anything. It literally appears. It is
It,
who I am, because that's what I believe and that's what I know, if that makes sense. So
it
many
does
people
make
have
sense.
are telling themselves, I can't do that, I can't do this, it's too hard to lose
Words.
weight. It's
Words. Words are powerful, and
Yeah.
that's what they project out. They project out. Sorry to interrupt you. Is there anybody in this chat at the moment, or our viewers, that are in need of something? Because I'm sending all this energy so you can feel it. Because I'm working on the energy field right now, so every single one of you understand that everything is possible in the quantum. Once we step into the quantum, the 5D systems are no longer, uh, about greed, because a lot of people think have money. I don't know. Greed is different to have success and money. Do you understand that? So because a lot of people say, "Oh, I can't manifest," but a lot of people are manifesting greed. I want you to understand this, please, 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 please. The 5D systems, I wrote this down, are not about greed, making money, lying or cheating. They're not about that, okay? The 5D, it's going beyond the illusion, beyond this illusion. So by allowing us to see if and feel what is inside of us, we step into a higher state of consciousness, if that makes sense. So when you shift from a higher state of consciousness, everything starts to feel different. Everything, your level below, it's kind of shift out of your way because you shift into a new way of understanding. So you went a high state of consciousness and it pushed you to be different in every way possible. And what you think that was not achievable, it will become achievable, if that makes sense. If there's any of you at the moment watching this and you feel sick for any reason, I'm just let it honestly. You are not. As you watch this, you feel ease and peace. There's no sickness in this show. There's no sick people watching this show. Okay? Because that is a physical limitation. And once you enter in a frequency, you cannot be sick. And if you need any help, please message me behind the scenes and we work on your energy field and help you to align. Because the stories we tell ourselves are limitations. And those belief systems are no longer existent. If you're watching this podcast, you already entered it in this frequency to understand how to manifest.
And yeah, you said it. I want to go back to you mentioned the idea of greedy.
Mhm.
I had this exact conversation yesterday with my father-in-law, Steve. And we
Ah,
were
yes,
talking
please.
about the ideas that people have. We've been programmed to believe that wanting money is bad, that wanting money is greedy. Are there greedy people out there? Absolutely. Are
Of
there
course they are.
great people out there? Richard's talking about how great money in the comments, how great money is, because it allows us
Hmm.
to give back. It allows us
Exactly.
to donate, to help
Exactly.
people. The
Exactly.
idea is the only reason we perceive money as evil is we've been told it's evil by certain people. We've been programmed to believe this. And so therefore we have this limitation, this block. We can't earn large sums of money because if you do, you will be evil. You will be greedy. You will be, you, it's totally all in your mind. It's all in your head, how you perceive the term or the idea of money. You can perceive greed. You can look at it as evil. You can look at all
Mhm.
these different things in the world. They mean nothing except the value you give them, except the
Exactly.
power you give them. And when we give them false power, it limits us from
Absolutely.
becoming who we truly are. That the
Yeah.
idea that money is anything other than a vehicle to help others, to
Uh-huh.
give more, to make a better world. If you view money in
Exactly.
any other way than that, then you're doing it wrong because you're allowing
Exactly.
programming to make
Exactly.
this concept of money something bigger than it is. And that's true. That's just completely false. Money is what you believe it to be. Good is what you believe it to be. Evil, so on and so forth. All these things are simply what you believe them to be. You give them meaning, you give them the right meaning, they will work in the right way. They will take you in the positive direction. You give them a negative meaning, they will keep you stuck. They will keep you blocked. They will keep you
Exactly.
consistently
Exactly.
trying to figure out how to get past the block, but you can't because you've literally, John Maxwell talks about it, called the law of the cap. You cap yourself here and you can't allow yourself to go any higher because you place an unrealistic cap on whatever it is you want to achieve in life. You want more money? Say, oh, well, I can't make more money, or money's bad, money's evil, money's greedy. You put a cap on it, and the possibility for abundance for you, it can't happen. Now, can crazy things can out of the world, you win the lottery, okay, things happen, but at the end of the day, 99.9% of the people out there, they put that cap on themselves and they can't ever get past it. And it's all in
Mind
the six
control.
inches right here. That's right.
Mind. And the problem that I see majority of people doing is they follow the pattern, the same pattern. They follow everyone that is mind control, which Brian talks about, the pendulums.
Hmm.
And if you have, remember, guys, everything is energy. Everything. So if you give your energy to all these things that are controlling your mind, how on earth are you going to be able to manifest if you have no energy to manifest anything? Energy, it's real, it's contagious, speaks volumes. It's like you don't know this person, but you feel there's good or bad energy. So if you go against your gut feeling, are you going to manifest anything? You're going to attract what you felt in the first place. So if you felt this place is wrong and you're going to enter this place, there's a big fight in this place, you go against your energy field because you felt it, but you're going against it. So you got yourself into a fight. Is whose fault is that? It's your energy. You ignored your higher self speaking to you, telling you, protecting you, do not go in there because you didn't know what was going to happen, but you went anyway. It's the same thing. You give your mind control to all these people, these pendulums, so you're wasting all this pressure energy that you should be using yourself to work on yourself, to manifest things for yourself, to create the life that you want for yourself. You are giving your energy to all these people. Now, you might think, yeah, but now I'm watching your podcast, I'm giving energy to you. No, you're not, because you're learning something that it's needed for you to work on yourself. So if you stay 2 or 3 shows without being present, are we going to be upset because we don't have your energy? No, because holographically we are connected and you are in the energy field that you want to be because you might can't be here next week, but mind in your mind and spirit you are because you are, and then you can come back, learn what was said, and you went into the energy field again. So you boosting yourself with these energies that are good for your mind, good to your soul. Everything is you. Everything is you. Everything is energy. Everything is inside. So you are the only one who can understand where to put your energy and how to use it. And if you don't know how to use it, where to put it, reach out. That's what we're here for.
And our good friend
Hi,
of the
hi,
show, Adam Duvall, he's got a
hi,
question
Adam.
here. A little bit off topic, but I think
Yeah,
it still pertains to exactly what we're talking about. He says, the question is, do you think society is forgetting how to be creative? And if so, why? And yeah, you wanna
yeah.
take that? Liliana?
Adam. I watched his podcast the other day. He's a great guy. He's encouraging people. He's helping people on the mental health side of things. Your job is absolutely amazing. Continue with that because it's so much appreciated. I think society is actually becoming more creative. Since COVID, everybody started to understand they have these gifts they haven't been using for so many years. And being at home, locked indoors, forced them to use some of the gifts. People have been forced to be more creative, to mend, which before we used to throw everything away. Now people is actually mending stuff, creating stuff, doing crafts, doing paint, doing what they love because they understood the mind is a big thing and they no longer want to please their bosses, so on a job 9 to 5. And I've seen about 50% of people that I knew anyway, they quit their jobs. It's a lot of people quitting their jobs and a lot of people going out of their comfort zone because they like to paint, they like to do crafts, they like to do clothes, they like whatever. I think society is actually becoming more creative because now that we're learning about this conscientious, new consciousness that is here, we are stepping into our power more. So we no longer are slaves of the environment. There are people still because obviously it's needed for them, but the majority of us that woke up to this new reality that is here, because it came to stay anyway and it's going to progress further, they know how to be creative and they know not to give in to the power. And they understood that if I create something for me, I'm going to be better off than working on a 9 to 5 job. It's the limit that you put on your mind. How long you want to do it, how good you're going to be. But if you desire something because you're good at, if you got a good writer or good instrument player, a lot of people are doing that and they're doing really, really, really well. So I think the society is open to creativity more than ever before. I think so.
I agree. The creativity is coming back. Do I
Yeah.
think that we've forgotten about it? I believe we had for a long time. I believe, when you think about children in school, or just children in general, all they know is creativity and imagination. And that's what we're all born with. And we foster that as children. We play the games like the floor is lava and we're jumping from the couch to the chair so we don't melt. It's these games that we play and imagine in our minds. At some point, as we're growing up, though, be it 10 years old, 12 years old, no specific time, but as we're growing up, it becomes less and less important in school. They teach that they almost have been teaching, getting rid of creativity. They don't encourage art as much as they used to, and think about it in terms of like a child who's really into art, and a teacher, whoever it is, gives them a bad grade or says, oh, I don't like your piece of work, or that's no good, uh try better or do it differently. Well, then, subconsciously it's programming that child to believe that they're not creative, they're not good at creating art or imagining. So they shut that side of them off. I think too many of us over the years have lost that connection because somewhere in early childhood we were told it's not important, it's not it's you should be learning arithmetic and reading and writing, and the imagination and creativity is just a waste of time. And I think just over the last few years especially, we've gone back to the fundamental principles, and we've realized as a society that our imagination is so important and that creativity is so vital in everything we do. Without creating something, we can't build it. You have to first
Uh-huh.
imagine it into
Exactly.
existence. The
Exactly.
desk I'm sitting at, the chair I'm sitting in, the computer I'm talking on, the Zoom link, or the stream link that we're chatting on right now, none of those existed without somebody first imagining it into existence and then actually creating it. So, yeah,
You did
creativity
imagine.
is so important. Has it been lost over the years? Absolutely. Are we refinding it now? Yes. I think you said it right. With the pandemic and everything, the world shut down. People
And woke up.
went within. People started reading more. People started learning
Uh-huh.
more. And in
Yeah.
turn, they they started seeking their purpose, their passion, and they started allowing themselves to be creative again, and they started allowing themselves to believe again. And I think we've got a whole new generation now of people that realize how important creativity is and how important it is to teach it and to foster it at an early age and to keep fostering it all throughout life, because that truly is how we're creating everything. Nothing can happen without first being creative and imagining it. That's the bottom line there. So
And
my
we did imagine this because we started talking just after your awakening, and then there was your father-in-law, and then we were talking about this, what was happening to all of us, because we could not understand at the time. We thought it was like we've been hit by a truck, and it was like, oh, I don't know myself. During the eclipse of the moon, a lot of things happened to me. I can't. I told you last week, I can't eat food with salt. Everything is tasteless to me, but I love it. I can't take sugar anymore, not even brown sugar, because I was not on the white, I was on the brown. So, and I was like, what these things happen to me because the universe is delivering now. This is the delivery mode for me. It's you need to understand why you can't manifest. Why is manifesting takes so long? You have to ask this question to yourself. Why manifesting takes so long? What is are you doing? Okay? What is are you doing to put yourself in a manifesting state? Are you doing anything? That's why people can't understand. Are you doing the work? Are you doing any work at all, actually? Not the 9 to 5 job, because that is money work for pay bills. Are you, are you doing any kind of internal work? This is a very strong question because there's a very strong answer there on this same question. Are you doing any work in order to manifest? Or you just sleeping until God knows and then you just I do ice baths. I do cold baths. I do things that are very difficult for me because I've got Raynaud syndrome. My hands in the winter get really, really bad. But if I can do it, everybody can do it. So why is a lot of people don't understand how and why? And this is where all the mentors and coaches, because I never thought in my whole life, I had to plant this in my mind. Oh, hold on a minute. If I can make two slates appear in my backyard when I need £200 to pay a bill, and there was two slates just coming from nowhere, and I said to the universe, if this is the way you're gonna land stuff, keep coming, please. And I got like £240 to pay what I needed. And my brother was like, wow, there was no way. I said, don't worry. I know I'm weird, but it's fine. But anybody that works with me, Mondays and Fridays, ask them. This Friday, I did not ask for sunshine. It was the first Friday. I said, can't be bothered. I want water in my head because water, the rain water, is actually very good for my hair. So I want water. But you ask anybody that's watching this show right now that work with me, every Monday and Friday I say, I put my hands like this, I put them up and say, stop now, I'm out. And until I come home, it doesn't rain. Because I don't want to be working on the rain. Because my job is the property management and I work with people helping in a park, in the holiday parks. And if I work under the rain, it's very uncomfortable because we have to go from one place to the other all the time, walking. So I was like, no. And my friends now, they know, oh, don't worry. They know I talk to myself because I'm never alone. If you see me every day, guys, you think she's absolutely lost the plot. Because I tell people when they look at me, they say, oh, she's talking to herself again. I said, look, I'm not. There's always people around me. So I'm not talking to myself. You just don't understand what I am. But that's fine. No judgment. They judge. I don't. So why are we not manifesting? Because we haven't done the work.
Hmm.
If we haven't done the work, it's not going to happen, is it?
I agree. Yeah, that's such a vital aspect to this. You know, and that's something Steve and I were talking about yesterday as well. Is so many people don't want to do the work. You can't manifest. You can't do the things consciously that you want in life if you don't put in the work. They think, oh, I don't have time for it, or that's all, you know, metaphysical, like hogwash. That's not real. Like a friend of mine a few years ago, one of my best friends, when we were talking about the law of attraction, you know, and he's like, you know, that's not a real thing, like scientifically. And I'm like, no, actually, it is 100% a real thing. You know, your
It's
thoughts attract it. But, you know, it's
real.
just this idea. We have to put in the work. We have to take the time, and it starts with going within, doing the meditations,
Hmm.
doing the visualization
I
processes,
can,
using that imagination, using the self-talk. Our mind is so powerful. The words we
yeah,
speak are
yeah.
our magic wand, so to say.
Oof,
So the story
yeah.
we tell ourselves is the magic wand that is creating, sprinkling, you know, the fairy dust, whatever you want to call it. The words we use, the thoughts we have, the stories we tell are the actual things creating our physical present day reality. Whether we want to accept that or not, that's the bottom line. That's what's happening, you know.
Uh, and there is a lot of people that are where I was 2 years ago. And some of the viewers today, I don't know who's there. Richard, Claudette, Tina, maybe Diana. Okay, they
Oh
know
yeah,
me.
we got lots today.
Okay, listen, guys, you guys know me, and I only speak truth and authenticity because I don't speak anything else. Have you got a purpose? Have you got a direction? I had no purpose. I had no direction. There was nothing out there interested me. How did I change? Follow the GPS, the intuition that is inside. I was against it. I was all over the place. I was Bitcoin, gold, silver, oil, masterminds, occupying all my time, my energy. It was one after the other, like a machine gun. It's just a, I have to run now. Have to eat on the go. Go. I'm out. You can't run your life like a busy fool. A busy fool does nothing, nothing for themselves. I'm not calling you names
In
because I'm the
circles.
one.
Just
Yeah,
going in circles, right?
I was the one. I was a busy fool. Look, I was putting my energy everywhere. Oh, but now come here. Oh, no, come here. Oh, you got this money for you. Oh, you got. Ah, there was no money anywhere. I was just actually just spending more money than I was earning.
Like,
If I learn something, yes, there are so many good people out there teaching us, but you must follow your passion. If it's not your passion, don't do it. Simple as that, because nobody's doing wrong. We are doing wrong to ourselves.
right, right. As we're wrapping up the show here, I want to get one important. Richard mentioned something, and one of the comments said he doesn't like full moons. Um,
Oh, I love
and
them.
and
Turn them
what he
along.
said, he responded, you know, he says it throws me out and affects me, you know, with the full moons, basically. And in terms of how our thoughts, you know, the stories we tell ourselves, yes,
Just write
Richard,
down a belief
you
system.
have to be aware that it's changed. Like the full moon has an effect on you. That's obvious. That's what you're feeling. Be aware of that
Uh-huh.
100%. But don't allow that to be the story you want to you believe. Um, I
Exactly.
I did I had trouble all last year during the full moon. It affected me greatly, just
Same.
like Liliana's been affected just
Not
recently
anymore.
with the full moons.
Finish. I
And
passed that now.
I don't have any problems with them anymore. It was around the
Same.
first of the year when I
Hmm.
just decided that I wasn't going to allow the full moons to affect me
Same.
negatively like they
Uh-huh.
were, and I
Uh-huh.
was going to turn that upside down, and I was going to let the full moons affect me positively. And now I feel like every full moon I get so
It's
energized for three, four,
energetic.
3, 4 days. It's
Yeah.
coming into
Yeah.
me. That energy is
Yeah.
affecting me in a positive way. So don't get
Uh-huh.
caught up just because you're feeling it. That's great. You're aware of it. But now
The
change it and rewrite the story, rewrite the meaning behind it and what it
exactly.
has, what effect it has on you. You have that
Exactly.
power. You just have to believe it. So, if that makes sense.
Exactly. Yes, because I transmit as well. The last eclipse of the moon, it was my last one. I said, look, today I'm not gonna be ill because now I'm not that person. I've healed. I dealt with everything, and write down your old belief systems, guys. Just write them all down. and just do your spiritual affirmations because you are all these people. You are amazing and brave and whatever, benevolent and deserving and divine. And just write down everything in faith. Just write down because once you see that to be the love and the light that's going to shine through you, you're going to attract everything loving and lightful. And there is no more negative, there's no more people bad, there is no right or wrong. You just go where you want to go. If you want to go in a mastermind that's going to teach you something, why not? But you have to like what you do, you have to love. It's going to be your passion. If it's not your passion, don't put your energy, it's not going to happen, is it?
Right.
So that's it.
And Diana summed it up perfectly. Diana Fernandez, thanks for commenting. She said, if you're saying it's
I love
negative,
you.
then of course it will be negative. And
Exactly.
she also said,
Thank you, darling. I love you.
yeah, if you're saying, yeah, it's it's all about if you allow things to happen. So that was the other thing she said. So absolutely, it's we're the only ones there. We're the ones allowing this to happen. So write the script as you want it to be. Allow it to be what you desire versus what you don't want to happen.
And be grateful for
Hmm.
everything and anything. Just be grateful for everything and anything. That brings a magnet of miracles to your life. You can no idea. I'm grateful for you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I love you.
Yes, thank you all for tuning in today. We're at the end of the hour. Ran a few minutes over, which is okay. So, hey, we want to express how much we love you guys, how grateful we are to all the viewers that tune in every week. Thank you for the wonderful questions and responses. We love it. We love hearing from you guys. Reach out to us if you have any questions on anything. And remember, guys, this is the last week for signups to enroll in the Enter the Quantum program with Liliana and me. It's scheduled to start a week from Monday. So next week, we're trying to fill up the last spot. So if you're interested, if you need payment plan, I can accommodate that as well. So definitely check it out at myrealitypractice.com
It's
backslash
about,
enter the
if you want to
quantum, and we'll get you signed up. We'll get you enrolled, and it'll truly be a life-changing
say,
6-week
it will be.
program that we're putting
It
together
will
and
be.
ready to roll out for everybody. So thank you guys so much. Any last words, Liliana?
No, I just want to say, guys, if you find it difficult, don't put your life on hold. It's only £84 per week for the 6 weeks is nothing. $84 actually is less than £1,000. So just sign in, talk to Joey direct. We put in a payment plan. Be with us. We teach you all these little things that's still in there. I'll teach you the how to get off your blockages, energy healing. I can work on that. But let's jump to the quantum with us. We would love to have you there. We love you. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Love you guys. We'll see you
Thank
next
you,
week.
Joey.
And until next time, remember to ask yourself, what reality are you choosing to create today? Bye now.
Ciao.